Hi, how is everyone? This is Cindi Meyersohn from DataRebels, returning to Finland. Is super excited in September. I am going to be happy to be back among friends and meeting new faces. Bringing Dan Linstedt with me. Dan, it's been like 6 years since you were last in Finland to teach. I'm so grateful that you are coming to help us launch our new class, the CDVP 2.1, with me in Helsinki. And I'm just curious, what are you looking forward to in coming back into Helsinki and being part of this class and helping to teach?
Well, two or three things actually. I'm really looking forward to seeing the people again. For me, I've been in so many cities around the world, I sometimes forget what city I'm in. No offense to the folks in Finland or anywhere else in the world, but I remember the people, right? The people make all the difference. That's the first thing. And so I'm very happy to see my friends there, some of whom travel the world to see me here in Vermont every year, right? And some of them I haven't seen in a long, long time. So if you're one of those folks listening to this video and you know who I am or you've met me before, come on down to the meet and greet. Love to have you. The more, the merrier. Even if it's nothing more than to say hi, how you doing? That's good. The second thing I look forward to is teaching this new course with you and the new material, and not just with you, but we got our buddy Scott Ambler, the king of discipline agile delivery. Oh boy, I didn't just call him the king. Yes, I did. That's going to get around to him, isn't it? Uh, but but yeah, we got our buddy Scott Ambler there. He's going to be shaking his head. Oh, Dan. But yeah, he's an awesome guy. He's got some real good stories, and I love having him around. The three of us are partnering up to really teach this course and knock it out of the park. And he's bringing his Discipline Agile workshop, which is phenomenal, by the way. I've attended it recently, enjoyed every minute of it, learned quite a bit. So those are the two things that I'm looking forward to.
Great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone too. I think Finland is probably my favorite place to visit because of the people, and I just love it. So, anyway, I could go on and on about that, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I have a question for you. We have had numerous conversations with some of our students over the years from Finland, particularly in the area of the Finnish wellness, health and wellness area, and so I got a question which was interesting, and I'm just going to kind of pose it to you as I this way. And this is something that actually I think that we will probably end up having a number of people comment on, or when they come by the meet and greet to talk. It would be great if they attend Scott's class. Scott is teaching an agile data warehousing for leadership class following the 4-day CDVP 2.1 class. So it is going to directly be addressing agile and leadership styles to enable your agile team. So again, as Dan said, we're super excited to be partnering with Scott for that. But oftentimes we are sort of forced to build a data vault under a constrained timeline, right? It's sort of like I use the analogy was it's like building a plane while it's heading down the runway to take off, right? You're slapping the wings on, you're throwing the wheels on. Hopefully, maybe you got 3 out of 4 on. But some of these folks may have experienced this feeling, especially if they were on the teams that were starting to build out the data warehouse and the data vault specifically, while these well-being services counties were being formed or stood up. All right, and now several years later, they're not necessarily sure if their data vault was built according to the standards, if it's resilient and scalable as it should be, right? So, what would you say? What do they do? How do they begin to assess where they are? And I would just say help their client reestablish that trust in what the clients in the wellness area have invested in this area, if that was a situation.
Well, that's a great question. And I've helped customers with this before. So the first thing I'm going to say is contact us. Okay. definitely let us know that you're struggling or that you have these questions or thoughts in your mind and you want to know how this works, or if you can, where the errors are, where the holes are, and how to fix them. Second thing, don't stop what you're doing. If it's working in any way, shape, or form, don't stop, right? You can't stop the momentum. You have to keep going. But you also need corrective action as a customer. So this is where engaging us really helps. And I'm going to go back to something I said in another video. We've got a couple of ways to do this. We've got this thing called team workshops, which are 4-hour chunks of time, and you get myself and yourself. So Cindi and I get on these 4-hour workshops together. We collaborate behind the scenes, and then we help you work through these processes. No problem. The second thing you get is targeted knowledge sessions. These are 2 hours at a minimum, and they're very specific to a single topic or subject focus, right? And then the third one is a bit longer of an engagement called an advisory service. And advisory services run for 6 months. And no, we're not on site for all 6 months, and we're not there every single day. We typically like to meet with the teams, and this can be done over Zoom or electronically to save on cost and all that kind of stuff. But in the first month or the first 2 or 3 weeks, we meet with the team anywhere between 2 and 5 hours, depending on what the team needs and where the team is. And we do what you would call reviews with the team. They're not full assessments. We don't come in there like a Deloitte and try to assess the whole situation. We can do that if that's what you want to do. That's a full 2 weeks on the ground, talking to everybody, business users, business analysts, team members, team leaders, executives, directors, and so on. And typically I'm the one that does those assessments. However, Cindi, I'm sure you would accompany me on that one. If an assessment is necessary, that's what we would do. But the assessments are long and drawn out, and at the end we talk about what the team did right and what the team did wrong, and then we give some marching orders. But I would say there are better, faster, cheaper ways to get this done that are more agile, and those are the 3 methods I mentioned. So the team-based workshops are the easiest way to get involved. Those are working sessions. They're 4-hour working sessions, and you can buy them at a chunk, of 4 hours, and we can schedule them when we need to. And then the second one is the targeted team knowledge sessions at 2-hour chunks. And then the third one is the advisory services, which is a longer term engagement where we help guide the team towards success along the way. But we do take a look at what the team is doing, and this goes beyond the model. Okay, I want to stress this. When we come in to talk to you, we like to talk to the business analyst. We will talk to the business users, the project sponsors. We will talk to the integration experts. We will talk to the architects and the leads and everyone across the board. So it's not really an assessment as much as it is finding out where everyone thinks the holes are and then trying to align the team across the common holes that exist. And of course, we're in constant communication, constant collaboration with the management that's funding this effort. In other words, bringing us in, right? And so after every single time we meet with the team, we meet with the executive or the sponsor for our work, and we discuss next steps together. So that's how that works. It isn't done in a box. It isn't us saying thank you to the team and marching off and then coming back next week and going, okay, this is where we need to go. We don't do that in a vacuum either. So collaboration is king. We've said it before, we'll say it again, but these are the best ways to keep a running, flying airplane in the air and moving forward.
So I have a question on that also. So if that's a situation I happen to be in, right? Do I have to start my data vault all over again?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Most of the time, there are pieces, and the mileage varies, right? Most of the time, there are pieces that are functional, that are working, that have been delivered, that are good. Most of the time, it requires minor course corrections. Occasionally, we have a major rewrite, which we have to say full stop to the team. Now, don't get scared. We're not talking 6 months or 3 months or even 1 month here. Usually, when we pull the team for a full stop and reassemble them, we hold a day-long meeting or a day-long workshop, and usually we then divide them into workshop teams, and we give them assignments to accomplish in the next 2 to 3 days. It takes about 2 weeks to turn a team around when something like that happens, right?
Okay.
If your left engine is on fire and you only have two engines, you kind of need to stop the team and figure out how to mitigate that fire before doing anything else, right?
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. I just know some people will say, well, let's just start the whole project over again, which to me is it's a waste of the investment that's already been made. It's unnecessary, right? And so that's why I was asking that.
It really is unnecessary, especially in Data Vault, because Data Vault is incrementally built and there will be bits and pieces that are built properly that you can leverage. So it's a matter of assembling a firm foundation. And that's what the full stop is what are the firm foundation pieces that are already there that are working? Let's build on that. Let's go back to basics in other areas.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Dan. Well, we're looking forward to seeing everyone in Finland on September 16th. As Dan mentioned, we have our meet and greet on September 18th. So hope to see you there as well. And then Scott's 1 day Agile Data Warehouse Housing for Leadership workshop is on Friday, September 20th. So
Yeah, and
hope to
Cindy and
see you
I
there.
both will be there as well in that
Yes.
workshop. So come and join us.
Yep, looking forward to it. Bye.